Hello to everyone. It's already third quarter. So this time class I'm going to discuss to you chapter 4. It's all about the results and discussions. Okay, so this chapter contains the following: presentation of data, analysis of data, and interpretation of data. So when you are going to present your data, there are three methods that you are going to use on how to present your data. It may be textual, tabular, or graphical. Okay. So when we say textual presentation of data, the data gathered are usually in paragraph form. Okay. So usually this is written in a paragraph form. It is usually used if there are few data to be presented. So if there are only few data to be presented, you can use textual form of presenting your data. It composed of text or words and numbers. Okay, for example, here is, it was written in textual form of presenting data. You just simply make a paragraph similar to this one. Okay? There are 4 treatments with 3 replications used in this study, wherein treatment 4, commercial fertilizer, got the highest mean score, while treatment 1, control, got the lowest mean score. So here in this example, you can see here the numbers, no? 4 and 3. And also, they are usually in words. You will just explain the result of the study in a paragraph form. So there are no tables, there are no graphs that can be seen in this way of presenting your data. That's why it's called textual or word presentation of data. Okay, the second one is tabular presentation of data. So here, you are going to make use of tables. It is a systematic and logical arrangement of data in form of table with rows and columns with respect to the characteristics of data. So usually it is systematic. It is organized. There is a ranking of the result of the collection of data. And it is also a logical arrangement. So they are arranged properly. So in the tabular presentation of data, it has parts. So the first part of the tabular data is the table heading. So you have to first give the table heading, which consists of table number and heading. Okay, I will give example later on. Number 2 is stubs, categories which are found at the left side of the body of the table. Number 3 is the box head, found at the top of the table. Then the fourth part of the statistical table is the body, which is the main part of the table. So let's have an example. Okay, so this one is the example. This one is called the table heading. It composed of the table and its number, and of course the title of the table. That's why it's called table heading. This part here, treatment 1 up to treatment 4, are called the stubs. They are usually found at the left side of the table. Then the top one here is called the box head, the mean scores. This one is the box head. Then the results, which include of 10 inches, 12 inches, 12.5 inches, 15 inches. This one is the body of the table. So these are the 4 parts of the statistical table: the table heading, the stubs, the box head, and the body of the table. Okay, next is the third way of presenting your data is through graphical presentation of data. So in here, you are going to use graphs, charts, or diagrams. It enables us to study the cause and effect relationship between two variables. It may be bar graph, line graph, or pie graph. It can be better done in the computer. So usually, you can do this one in the computer. Okay, you can ask the assistance of others who knows how to make graphs on the computer. So we have here an example. Okay, so we have here an example of the scores in height of corn plant after 1 month. So this one is the title of the graph. Then as you can see in this part, we have in the x-axis is this one is the dependent variable, no, the result of the study, and at the y-axis we have the independent variable, which is the treatments of fertilizer. So this one is treatment 1, as you can see, treatment 2, treatment 3, and treatment 4. So this one is the bar graph of the result. So as you can remember, in treatment 1, there is only 10 inches. The height of plant is in 10 inches. In treatment 2, as you can remember in the table, there are only 12 inches. Then in treatment 3, the average mean is 12.5 inches. And then this one is the treatment 4, which has 15 inches. So this is how you are going to make a graph if you are going to present the data in graphical form. Okay. Next is analysis and interpretation of the table. So this is very important. When you are in the chapter 4, you have to interpret the table. You have to give the meaning of what are written in the table. It is done after computation of data. So make sure na natapos na kayo nag-compute ng t-test, mean, analysis of variance, and other computation of data. The three parts of the interpreting table are, the first part of on how you are going to interpret the table is you have to have the table reading. Okay? How are you going to do the table reading? The table reading tells about the result of the study. Okay, you will just discuss the result of the study. Number 2 is interpretation. It explains the meaning of the result of the study. What does the result mean? Ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng result na yun? So you are going to interpret, you are going to explain the result. Then number 3 is cross-referencing. So make sure na meron kayong mga basis ng mga citations in order to cross-reference. So because these are refers to the result of other studies. So make sure that you have other studies, you have read other researches or other studies that are related to your present study, because you can use this one to support or contradict the result of the present study. So kailangan i-compare mo yung result ng yung study doon sa mga result ng study ng ibang researchers or ibang scientists. So that is what we call cross-referencing. So these are the three parts that you will put in the analysis and interpretation of your table. Okay, so let's have an example. Okay, this one is the part of chapter 4. You have to write the chapter 4 at the top and then the results and discussion. So the title of the chapter 4 is results and discussion. So we have here a simple introduction of the study. So this chapter illustrates the statistical data gathered in line with the effects of different fertilizers to the growth of corn plants. So maybe this study is all about the effect of different fertilizers to the growth of corn plants. So that's why it was stated here. This chapter illustrates the statistical data gathered in line with the effects of different fertilizers to the growth of corn plants. Results serve as a basis in proposing the use of other sources of fertilizer to improve farming or gardening. So this one is a simple introduction of the results and discussion of your study. Okay, next is, okay, so this is now the table. How you are going to interpret and analyze the table. So usually, the discussion of the table is done at the first before the table. So mauuna yung mga discussion followed by the table. Okay, so we have here the growth of corn plants. So remember the study is all about the effect of different fertilizers to the growth of corn plant. So we have here height. Maybe this one discuss the statement of the problems, no? Make sure na lahat ng mga nasa statement of the problem ay may explain sa mga tables. So maybe this one is all about the height of the plants. So table 1 below shows the average mean score in the height of plants after 1 month. Okay? So as you can see, this one is what we call the first part of discussing the table is table reading. You have to give the table reading. Okay? So in this example, this one is the table reading. Table 1 below shows the average mean score of plants after 1 month. It shows the treatment 4 gave the highest mean score of 15 inches while treatment 1 got the lowest mean of 10 inches. So this one is the table reading. Okay? So this part, the first and the second paragraph is all about the first and the second is, sentences in the paragraph are the table reading part. Then we have here based from the result, treatment 4 or commercial fertilizers gave the best result while treatment 1 gave the lowest result in the height of corn plants after 1 month. So this part here, this sentence here is the interpretation of the result. So this one now is the interpretation. Which one is the best or which one is highest and which one is lowest or the meaning of the table. Okay? So that one is the interpretation part. Then the last sentence here is, however, in the study of Young and others, 2018, they found out that cow manure and horse manure has similar result with that of commercial fertilizer. So this part now is what we call the cross-referencing. Okay, because it support or contradict the result of your present study. So it says here they found out that cow manure and horse manure has similar result with that of commercial fertilizer, uh, which is different from the result of your study because as you can see in your study, the commercial fertilizer is has very higher result compared to horse manure and cow manure. So in your cross-referencing, you have to put the result of the study of other scientists who conducted the same or similar studies as yours, no? It may contradict or it may support the result of your study, no? Pwede niyang kontrahin or pwede niyang suportahan yung iyong resulta ng iyong study. So all in all, when you are going to make a table, when you are going to discuss the table, you have to give the first table reading. The second one is the interpretation of the result, and then the last one is the cross-referencing. So, kailangan meron yung tatlong parts na yun. Okay, sometimes in other studies, wala na yung cross-referencing, but in your study, make sure na there is or there are cross-referencing. Okay, you have to follow the three parts of the interpretation of the data. Okay, so that is the first example. Okay, let's have another example. Okay, this one will talk about the to check whether your hypothesis is accepted or rejected. Okay, so this one is you make sure that you already computed the analysis of variance. Okay. Okay, it can be t-test or analysis of variance. Okay, it depends on what experimental design did you use. Okay, so here it maybe it used a completely randomized design or random block design. So that's why it uses they use analysis of variance or one-way ANOVA. Okay, this one is the interpretation of this table. It was gleaned from the table. Okay, you can use it was gleaned, it was shown, it was presented. No, you can use different prepositions to make it more appealing to the listener. So here, they use the word gleaned instead of it's shown, it's presented. Okay, so here, it was gleaned from the table below the results of one-way ANOVA on the effect of fertilizers to the growth of corn plants after 1 month. Okay? It shows that the computed F is 17.04, is higher than the tabulated F. The tabulated F is the F in the table. Okay? At 3.63. So the tabulated in the table, the F is 3.63. So meaning it is higher. The computed F is higher than the tabulated F with the degree of freedom 3 and 9. So you have to remember this one in your ANOVA, no? 3 and 9 at 0.05 level of significance. So this is the symbol for level of significance. So it means that there is significant difference among the treatments. No? Since it is higher, the computed F, which is 17.04, is higher than the F in the table or tabulated F, which is 3.63. It means that there is significant difference. Okay? So you have to um, reject the null hypothesis and accept the alternative hypothesis. Okay? So meaning, this means that they are not significantly different or there is significant difference among the treatments. Meaning, one is better than the other. Okay? Because there is significant difference among the treatments. So this is how you are going to make you are going to interpret the tables in your study. Okay? So this is chapter 4. All the tables should be um, interpreted or explained in your chapter 4. Okay? Do not make any conclusion in this part because summary and conclusion are in chapter 5. Okay? I repeat, do not make conclusions. Okay? You will just state the result of your study. Do not make conclusions or summary in this part. That is for chapter 5. So here you are just going to explain. Okay? So, and make sure that you already computed all the t-test or the analysis of variance and of course the mean of your study before doing this chapter. Okay, so that's it and thank you for listening.